Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This week saw several departures and one surprising comeback. How much does Victor's haphazard friend actually know about Victor's family, and why is he in Salem? In addition, the villain who kidnapped Susan is about to be revealed, and we all know who he is. But will all these surprises be sufficient to make up for the current lack of romance? Theresa and Alex together is somewhat of an interesting pairing because both Robert Scott Wilson and Emily O'Brien's characters were put in a similar situation. O'Brien, however, faces additional challenges because she was recast as a recast. Despite all the issues I had with Alex, I have to give Robert Scott Wilson credit for making Alex stand out from Ben. I can't speak for others, but whenever he's on screen, all I can see is Alex. However, back then, things were a little more hazy. If they had a chance, they might make a cute couple, but that's not where this tale is going. Whether she edited the letter or not, Theresa is manipulating him. In that vein, can we put our faith in Constantine? It's so strange to just stroll up in Salem and receive an invitation to the Kyriakis estate. He must be aware of something about all of this. He might not be Victor's old friend, but rather his adversary. Do you recall Ernesto, Isabella's adoptive father? Before they turned against one another, he and Victor were friends and business partners. What if Constantine is more connected to Victor's hidden child than we previously believed? Although Johnny jumped there so quickly, I can understand why Channel used the brakes so hard. In contrast to Johnny, who essentially emerged from a dissociative crisis, possession, to find that he had lost everything. She had much more time to grieve and move on after their divorce. His loss has plagued him ever since. When Holly practically put herself between Chanel and Johnny, I was about to roll my eyes, but I quickly corrected myself as I quickly remembered my jealous, stupid teenage years. However, she was severe in her response to Tate's attempt to hang out. It's fairly obvious that they're grooming her to be a miniature Nicole, and I don't mind. We need more troublemakers, really. Theresa isn't hanging around. Gwen has left. Sloane is overcome with guilt over her actions. Nicole has calmed down, and on the boyfriend. Xander and EJ would typically be the troublemakers of choice, but I believe that baby drama would take more of their attention than evil schemes. And I doubt that we will witness the Xander/Sarah confrontation I had hoped for. I briefly said it last week, but I really like how Sarah and Xander play off one another when they are at odds with one another. I don't need them to get back together, yet as Xander discussed his case with Sloane, his anger had already begun to fade the moment he discovered that Sarah had filed for divorce from Rex. Look, I think Sarah's reaction to learning Susan is still alive was the most sensible one to expect from someone who runs into a dead person. Rather than exclaiming, "Oh my God," there was a speechless moment. It's fantastic to have you returning. However, I believe it was done for the wrong reasons because Sarah seemed more shocked than anything that Xander wasn't a murderer. They'll reunite soon, which is wonderful because they make a cute couple when they're together. But I wish they had chosen a different path. We're going to find out who actually had Susan kidnapped, and it's a little underwhelming. Soap Opera Digest reports that James Reed will be playing Clyde again the following week, and that he will use Ava as leverage against EJ since that he no longer has Susan to his advantage. Exactly when was he doing that? The arm wearing the jail uniform reading the Ava/Susan news was hinted at in the tease at the end of Friday's program. So there you have it. This was Clyde's doing. Since Susan wouldn't have kept Clyde's identity a secret from EJ, I suppose her odd behavior had nothing to do with her knowledge of who committed the crime. I was really expecting for a shocking turn of events, but it seems like Clyde and Orpheus are the usual bad guys these days. Although it was a long shot, the Sami theory seemed like fun. We have lost both of Marlena's daughters with Belle on her way out, so even if the show wasn't able to get Allison Sweeney back, perhaps Sami might have been replaced. Although Sweeney has played the part continuously, We won't ever see her return full-time, and the character is simply too crucial to write off permanently. At one point, Belle was lamenting the difficulties she and Sean were experiencing and gushing to Philip about how Jan would undoubtedly think she deserved it. She said, "What about my sister, Sammy?" After Philip said, "Jan Spears is a jealous psychopath." And I was eagerly anticipating Philip's retort, "Sammy Brady is a jealous psychopath. Aim for Sammy to enter. Only if." In light of the fact that they would have to give Bella a genuine backstory, something they haven't done much of with Belle, Martha Madison thought it was time to move on. I didn't anticipate Brandon Beamer's departure, but it makes logical that Sean left the city before her. And now we're back to the days of our lives house cleaning that I discussed last week. I sincerely hope the apparent weight loss helps with the pace concerns. I occasionally enjoy watching, and other times I'm less enthusiastic. Any program will experience that, but I'd really want to see them blended more. I mean, before this past week, I had no idea Avi and Paulina were even dating, and that Avi's memory was still missing. They simply disappeared after dealing with Nurse Whitley's antics for weeks on end. Without a doubt, I am glad that Avi's memory loss wasn't just a temporary setback, but we aren't exactly seeing it come to fruition, sorry. We haven't seen much of that either. The deputy mayor vanished as little more than a plot device to elevate Paulina to mayor. However, Nicole and Abe got along well, and I found it to be typical of James Reynolds' interactions with other people. Abe has such a personal touch that his character beats fit with just about everyone he's matched with in a scene. I adore how Sloane said, "Let's hire Melinda for our adoption. I'm not great with family law," and then agreed to represent Xander's custody. Okay, so perhaps all we'll get is a maturing Alex instead of dark Alex? If he finds out he's not Victor's kid, he might choose that route. Justin and I had a very kind and understanding conversation. Despite how harshly Brady criticized Alex for being just as sly and cunning as Victor. Asterisk, the idea of a television in the dimmer living room makes me chuckle. To me, it doesn't exactly scream comfy Netflix and chill. Asterisk, can you give Kate and Marlena a plot that doesn't revolve around bar conversations? I adore how Kate is pulling apart Sarah and Rex's union, berating Philip about Chloe, and throwing Rafe the utmost shade while still reacting to other people's problems. Nicole is on the phone with Brandon in the square about Abe. She meets Tate after hanging up the phone. He updates her on his reasons for being there once she reintroduces herself. Then he tells her about the attractive girl he met in the park. But she rejected him because she was interested in someone else. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.